Welcome. I'm so excited to be here with you today as we dive deeper into our journey through the chakras. Today, we are on the sixth chakra, and I'm so excited to dive into this with you. So, feel free to say hi if you're here. I want to start with a quick recap because we are now high up in these ethereal chakras. And it's so important to remember, especially with the fifth, sixth, and seventh chakra. If we have not found balance and clarity and harmony in our bottom five chakras, in our bottom four chakras, then everything that comes through this sixth chakra can be distorted and not in alignment. So, in our first chakra. And remember, this whole series has been in order. You can go back to the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth on YouTube or on my podcast, Embodied Divinity. We started with the first chakra, where we're really noticing what truths, beliefs, ways of being we are grounded into. This is the base for our fire, the foundation upon which it's built. Everything from here up comes from this first chakra. Then we moved into our second. What energies are we full of? How do we perceive ourselves? And is the perceptions of other people distorting our image of ourselves? Can we be surrendered and open to that divine feminine, in awe and wonder of our sensual creative energy and letting it just run wild within us? That is the wood and the gasoline of the fire. Then we moved up to our third, our power center, the actual flames of the fire, our divine masculine, our sovereignty, our right to be here, our ability to move forward with human will, to create action. This is where alchemy occurs. And then the fourth chakra is our bridge to it all. It purifies all of that human experience as we move it through the frequency of love. Opening to love, revealing the love within us and other people. And then last week, we got to the fifth chakra, our authentic soul, our essence. And we were able to speak through sounds, resonance, vibrations, that powerful ethereal knowing. And now we come into light, the sixth chakra, light, pattern recognition, seeing through the illusions, understanding archetypes in the way that we fit in to this human experience. All of these chakras come together with our third eye here in this sixth chakra. So like always, I'm going to be reading some bullet points from a workbook that I created that helps you move through the chakras. I use these workbooks with my one-on-one clients and communities. I currently have 5 openings for Embodied Divinity, which is a 6-month one-on-one mentorship. And in this, we go through together, meeting every week for 6 months, and also Voxer support, allowing you to step into the full embodiment of your divinity while in human form. It's really powerful. If you're interested, just send me a message and let me know. So I'm going to read to you these, and then I'm going to explain to you a deeper aspect of the sixth chakra. So the element is light. The name is Ashna, to perceive and command. The purpose is pattern and pattern recognition. Some of the issues that come up when this is distorted are image issues, intuition, imagination, your ability to visualize, your insight, your dreams, your visions. They can seem unclear and sometimes not even there. The color is a deep, beautiful indigo. The location is, like I said before, the brow, the carotid plexus, the third eye right here. From now on, when we talk about seeing, we're seeing from all 3 eyes, our knowing, our ethereal seeing, and our physical eyes. The identity is archetypal. This is, Carolyn Mays is a great resource if you want to get into all of the different archetypes and archetypal patterns. It's being able to understand all of the different archetypes we present ourselves with as we are in the world. The orientation is self-reflection. So this sixth chakra brings in all the information from all our other energy centers and puts it together, like all the puzzle pieces coming together in perfect harmony. The demon is illusion. It's when you're so ingrained that something should be a certain way that you can't see any other way. That is the illusion. You start to break through here. This starts to develop in adolescence when the teenager and even young adult begins to establish their own personal identity, and they're able to perceive patterns in themselves and others and the world. It's when it all really starts to come for full circle for them. Again, if all of the bottom chakras are balanced and open, the basic right is to see. Remember, to see. If it's perfectly balanced, so if all the other chakras are aligned, if this chakra is wide open and beautiful, you are deeply intuitive, perceptive, imaginative. You have a good memory, good dream recall. You're able to think symbolically and you can visualize. Some of the traumas and abuses that start to distort this chakra are, number one, any traumas or abuses that occurred in the bottom three. And also, if what you see doesn't go with what you're told, meaning a lot of people, a lot of children that I work with too, and a lot of adults have this experience as children, maybe going into some sort of religious or organization or belief system of their families, and they see through it, right? They see that maybe that's not the way that God is or whatever it might be, but they're told that they are wrong. Or if you have psychic and intuitive occurrences in your life and you're ashamed for it, told they're bad, they don't exist, they're pretend, this can distort it as well. Or if you live in a deeply violent war, like a war zone or a violent environment, because this gets shut down and you can't see through it. You're all in that human perspective. So remember, as we've talked in the past, some of the deficiencies, if it's really dehydrated, crunkled down, and low on energy, you have sensitivity, poor vision, poor memory, difficulty seeing the future, lack of imagination, difficulty visualizing, poor dream recall, can't see what's going on, and you might be monopolarized, meaning there's only one true and right way. If you have an excess, meaning it's overly big and taking all the energy from the other chakras, you might have hallucinations, delusions, obsessions, difficulty concentrating, and nightmares. Some of the physical malfunctions are headaches and visual problems, and let's just repeat these mantras out loud. I see all things with clarity. I am open to the wisdom within. I can manifest my vision. So this sixth chakra opens us up to a new way of being, a new way of seeing the world. I love it because this is that part of your spiritual experience where you start to realize the way that things happen. This is when you start to realize, oh my gosh, even though I didn't enjoy that really abusive marriage, even though I didn't enjoy having that terminal illness or illness that plagued my body, even though I didn't enjoy that hard experience, I see now the way I grew from it, the way I evolved from it, the way I opened to new ways of seeing and being from it. This is where you start to see all the patterns, past, present, and future, coming into harmony. You have a really deep clarity and a sense of knowing. This goes beyond the five senses. You know things without having any prior knowledge. You feel things. This is where all your clairsenses, clairsentience, claircognizance, clair auditory abilities, all of your clairsenses come in and are open here. Because this third eye is wide open and these chakras are aligned and operating from the frequency of love. You start to really see and understand things clearly, and you can become that observer behind. You know you aren't this mind or this body. You know that when these eyes stop seeing, when this mind stops thinking, when this body dissolves, you are still here, able to perceive that higher conscious being. This is where, again, you start to recognize the archetypes. And like I mentioned before, Carolyn Mays is a beautiful resource for understanding your archetype. She believes that each person in their lifetime lives and operates from 12 distinct archetypes. We all have the basic 4. And then we also have 8 more that are individual to us. And when we can notice and recognize the archetypes that we live from, we can start to see how to embrace the positive aspects and heal the shadow aspects of all of those archetypes. This is where we start to break through the illusion. If you hear on your spiritual journey things like breaking free from the matrix and seeing outside of the illusion, you're now open to an infinite number of possibilities and ways of being. You see things more clearly. You see things more in harmony with your essence. And it's not this need to prove or preach or get anyone else to believe it. You just see it and you're aware of it. You can even look at other people. You can see their archetypes, their patterns. You can recognize that if every time you call your aunt, she begins to complain about something, you can start to recognize the thing she's going to say next, because you've created this pattern of your experience with her. And what all of this does is it gives you data, information, a deep knowing within that then you can choose. You can choose to use your voice to express your truth. You can use that beautiful frequency of love to find acceptance and connection. You can use your power, your sovereignty, your divine feminine to create. It's from this place that we start to see the world more clearly. And it's really freeing and empowering to step out of all the shoulds, because when you step into that place of unlimited possibility, everything changes. The world becomes magic. And you feel this deep sense of power, support, harmony. And we'll learn more in the 7th chakra about really embracing not only your divinity, but your knowing and of the divinity all around you. Today, we're really looking at the light frequency. We're really looking at how we can tap into that universal consciousness, that knowing, that understanding of our life and the universe to begin to create the world we desire. It's all based on how we see it. If you've always seen the world as a place of lack, poverty, pain, you can recognize that now, and you can start to perceive a different world, maybe of love, abundance, and prosperity. As you visualize with your third eye the world you want to see, eventually you see it with your physical eye. And remember, this is why it's so important to start from the ground up, because all of these, if they are distorted, if they are out of alignment with your soul truth and the frequency of love, then this image is going to be distorted. If you visualize, this is why manifestation doesn't work for a lot of people, because if you're visualizing up here, and you're visualizing all this beautiful stuff, but you are rooted into the belief. Let's say you're visualizing an abundant world full of love and connection, but you are rooted into the belief that you are unworthy or that there is lack. These can't come together to create a new reality. There's a distortion, a dissonance. But when you are in the belief that this world is abundant and prosperous, that you are worthy and divine, when you are full of your own divine feminine energy, surrendered to the way, open to all the creative energies, when you are in your power, when you know you have the right to be here and the ability to create because your divine feminine is nurturing that, you're living in the frequency of love, you're speaking and expressing your truth, anything you visualize here is going to become a part of your reality. And this is where this whole spiritual journey becomes so freaking magical. It's where miracles start to happen instantaneously, Manifestations come in so quickly. And more than that, you feel a deep sense of peace and knowing, because you see through the illusions, you see the patterns, and are able to take that and create what you truly desire. It's a place of empowerment, divine empowerment through your seeing and knowing. So as you move through this, as these words permeate your being, as you begin to open and see, and maybe even as I'm speaking, noticing the patterns and the ways that you're moving through all of this, just notice what's here for you, what's coming up for you, and take note of it and start back at the bottom. What am I rooted into? What beliefs am I rooted into? Can I be full of myself, nurturing this belief and vision? Can I take action from my power center to alchemize and create? Can I step into the frequency of love and use my voice? And then can I create worlds? Let me know what comes up for you as you listen. This week's meditation is going to be a third eye activation. So listening to that in harmony with this, and going back and doing the journaling questions I release on Sunday morning, will really help you understand and be more aware of the patterns you're operating from, so you can begin to create the world you truly desire. It's been such a pleasure to be here with you guys. Thank you for your time and energy in listening. And I'm sending you so much love. As always, breathe deep and plan on miracles.